What's up, Picklers? Johnny Pickle here. Today, I'm going to give you guys a quick guide on all the new SMGs coming out with Modern Warfare 3. And yeah, let's hop straight into it. I'm going to start out with what, in my opinion, is the best new SMG to use. Alrighty, so first we're going to be going over the Striker. Alright, so one of the first things I noticed when first using this gun is that I absolutely hate the iron sights. Especially when you're being forced to compete with more rangier guns. Pretty much when I was first trying to level this gun, I was not having a great time because I absolutely did not enjoy using the iron sights. Instead, I would recommend using the slate reflector. I'm a big fan of this sight because it has a low zoom, and also you can see that the sight has like a wide showing angle. It'll make it easier to switch targets. I prefer being able to see as much as possible through my sight. Next, I'm going to talk about the mag capacity and the reload. You probably already figured this, but the base mag capacity and the base reload speed are not fun. So just use the 60 round mag so you don't have to deal with any reload speed. Also, having 60 bullets in the mag makes it very easy to go on long kill streaks. Alright, so now I'm going to go over the deciding factor of what makes this gun so good, and that is the gun's low recoil and range. First, I'm going to go over the range. Basically, the gun in its base form does not provide any crazy range. However, once you throw in the extended barrel, it can pretty much compete with any gun on any map. And the low recoil also allows you to hit all your shots over long distances. Alright, so in the build I showed you, I actually did leave out one attachment, and that's because I believe it can be interchangeable based on the way that you play the game. If you're like me and you like to play super heavy aggro and just go as fast as possible and kill as many people as possible, then I would definitely recommend using the laser sight. Even this gun's base hip fire feels very strangely accurate and rangy. Using the sapphire laser will definitely compound your effectiveness with hip firing this weapon. On the other hand, if you feel like the gun's recoil is too much to control because there's no stock on the gun, I would recommend trying out the Chimera RYN foregrip, as you'll probably get back some more recoil control, and the gun might feel more like the beamer that it was in its base form. Okay, so the next SMG I want to talk about is the Rival. When I first used the Rival, the first thing I noticed was that the TT key and fire rate felt a lot better than the Striker. And I also noticed that the gun's recoil was not terrible to manage overall. During long-range engagements, the Rival's recoil feels better control over the Striker. However, the Rival's damage fall starts sooner than the Striker, so the Striker still kills faster than the Rival at mid to long-range engagements. For a while, I was having a lot of trouble killing people at range with the Rival. Also, I know this might sound very obvious, but I figured it'd be a useful tip for you guys. If it seems like you're having a trouble killing people at longer distances with the Rival, I'd recommend just literally tell yourself to aim a bit lower. Literally tell yourself to aim at their legs. You don't even have to be able to control the recoil fully, just let's say 50%. You'll be killing people probably a lot more often than if you were to aim at center mass at a longer range engagement. Alright, so compared to the Striker, the base form Rival's hipfire feels way worse. Not exactly sure why this is. It even is still pretty shit even with the laser sight equipped, so try to avoid hip firing if you can. I also noticed that the tack aim on this gun actually felt pretty reliable, especially with the laser sight, so I'm still going to recommend using a sight like the slate reflector, but I would also recommend at some point trying the tactical aim plus the laser sight to see if it will work well for your playstyle. Alrighty, so the last gun I'm going to go over today is the AMR-9. When I first started using this gun, I found that the base reload in the AMR is very tolerable compared to the Striker and Rival. Though, I still believe that using a larger mag could be beneficial. I'm not going to include a large mag in my AMR's final build. The range feels worse than the Striker, but like the Rival, the AMR also has very solid recoil control, which allows the gun to compete at range. However, the AMR does one thing better than the Rival, and that is the damage drop-off. It is slightly better than the Rival's damage fall-off, but the Striker still has more range than both the AMR and the Rival. Honestly, the hipfire in this gun felt really good. Felt better, if not at least as good as the Striker's hipfire. In my opinion, a laser sight is still a viable attachment and should be considered by each player based on their playstyle. The iron sight is my favorite out of all the SMGs. It kind of makes me feel like I'm using the Fennec, and all around the iron sight feels very solid to me. One last thing I'd like to cover is the fifth weapon attachment, the 9mm high grain rounds. The high grain rounds take advantage of the weapon's very good recoil, and basically they just add some range and bullet velocity without causing any serious drawbacks to the gun. Alrighty, that's going to do it for the guide today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like, comment, sub if you're not subbed if you guys want to see more content like this, more like guides on like builds in different games. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and peace out, Picklers. I'll catch you later.